सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम तम गोचरम गोविंदम परमानंदम सद्गुरुम प्रणतोस्म्यहम्. We have been trying to study Sri Shankaracharya's Vivekachudamani, and last time we studied up to Shloka 80, and the topic in a way has started in Shloka 71. In a way, we have to go back to Shloka 49. In Shloka 49, the Shishya has put certain questions, and he has asked. According to, even before that, when Shishya approached the Guru said, "Don't have any worry, I will take you across the ocean." And there he had said that, "I will get you freed from this bondage." So, on that, the Shishya asked the question for the meaning of the words used by the Guru. O Nama Bandha, Kathamesha Agata, Katham Pratishthasya, Katham Vimoksha, Osau Anatma, Paramahakatma, Tayor Viveka, Katham Etad Uchatam. What is the Bandhan? How it has come to us? How it stays with us? How do we get freedom from that? What is this non-self? What is the real self? And how to discriminate between them? That was the list of questions. And after so many other things, we are not going back to that. He, Shloka 71, Yad bodhavyam tavedanim atmanatma vivechanam taduchate maya samyak shrutva atmani avadharaya. So he has taken up the last question first. And the last question was, what is the discrimination between the self and the non-self? And for that, from Shloka 72, we have started describing the Sthula Sharira, that is the topic. We have started describing the gross body of man. So, that is Anatma. He is trying to describe the gross body in such a way that we can clearly feel that it is not myself, but it appears as myself and leads to all the troubles and the bandhan. So, from there, what happened during that study of the gross self, he said that this body is made as a house where we live to enjoy the objects of the senses. And so long as we have any trace of this desire to enjoy the objects of the senses, it is like trying to cross a river and instead of a wood plank to catch a crocodile. Like that it is there, so it will drown us. This we read in the Shloka 80. Vishayakhya graho yena suviraktasina hataha sa gacchati bhavam bodhe param pratyuha varjita. One should have clear vairagya about this, and with the help of clear vairagya, one who kills the crocodile of objects, he only can go beyond this ocean of samsara without any further obstructions. Now we come to 81. Vishama Vishaya Margair Gacchato Nacha Buddhe Pratipadam Abhiyato Mrutyurapesha Vidhi Hita Sujana Guruktya Gacchata Swasya Yuktya Pravati Phala Siddhi Satyamitteva Vidhi. Anacha Buddhe, stupid man, whose buddhi is not swachha, whose buddhi is muddied. He may appear to be very, very, very intelligent in the world, but he has a muddied buddhi. Who Vishama Vishaya Marge Gacchato. He is walking on the path of the objects, though it is very hard to cross. Vishama, uneven, Vishaya Marge, the path of objects, Gachato, one who is going, he has a muddied mind. Pratipadam abhiyato mrityurapi eshaviddi. Know that at every step he has the danger of death. Because of his attachment to objects, every step there is a danger of death. Death means here both types, the physical death as well as the spiritual death. Then the opposite side, hita sujana guru tya guru sujana. Guru is always taken as a good man, as a well-wisher. A well-wisher is your guru. Hita uktya. He is telling you something which is beneficial to you. Gachata. On that path you should walk. You should not walk on the path of the objects which is beset with death at every step, but you should walk on the path drawn out by your Guru through his teachings, Swasya Yukta, and apply your reasoning following that. By your real rationality, you should understand that this path will lead me to mukti, the other path is dangerous. This is Swasya Yukta. By your own thinking, we have seen this. Thinking is the reflection of truth heard from the Guru on our thinking, feeling, will. That through this type of thinking or feeling or will, you should understand that this is the path to be walked upon. Prabhavati Phala Siddhi. You will get the result. We will get the success in your result. Satyam. Definitely, certainly, iti evam viddhi. No. Know that if you walk on this path, there is danger at every step. If you walk on this path, then sure, you are sure of success. Like that, the discrimination starts. The talk is still going on about the gross body. मोक्षस्य कांक्षा यदि वै तवास्ति त्यजाति दूराद् विषयाद् विषम यथा पीयूषवत्तोषदया क्षमार्जव प्रशांति दान्तिर भज नित्यमादरात्. So after describing the gross body as not Atman, it is not a theoretical discussion, but the implications, as I have been telling, its implication is this, that if you should not walk on the path of the objects, if we want moksha. If you do not want moksha, you are free to die. Mokshasya kanksha yadi vai tavasti. If you have desire for moksha, then teja ati durat vishayat vishamyata. Objects to be shunned from a great distance. Think like you shun poison. When you know it is poison, you will not go near to it. Similarly, objects who have explained this, that the life requires indriyas coming in touch with the objects of the indriya. That we cannot avoid, and that we need not avoid. When something is taken as enjoyment, the subject enjoying the objects, that is what is taking you to death. And so, that thing should be discarded from a long distance like poison. On the other hand, if that is poison, then the other hand is nectar. What is nectar? Cultivation of values. Cultivation of spiritual values is taken as nectar. So, as I have been telling you again and again, Vedanta is not a philosophy. Vedanta is life. Vedanta is the way to realize God. And so he said, Piyushavat, like nectar, tosha. First thing, contentment. Now, this is a great topic of discussion, contentment. An old story I might have told you. In Socrates' time, I do not know the correct pronunciation also. Research fair something they say. That means the government cares for everything for you. You need not care. That was the state of affairs. And so people, without doing any work, they are roaming, gossiping. That is the only thing they know. Now this man Socrates should go to any group where they are talking and he used to ask them, why do you know why are we born? Do you know why the world is created? Do you know what is the goal of life? Through these questions, he was creating awareness of the aim of life and also the fulfillment of that aim. So some people, very few selected people became his disciples. Chief among them was Plato. Other people who were enjoying life felt disturbed and they complained to the government. Government was not a king in Greece, it was a council. And the conclusion reached by the so-called psychoanalyst of those days is that Socrates is dissatisfied himself to the extreme in his own life. And that is why he is spreading dissatisfaction in people. He was called up and sentenced to death for this point, remember. Sentenced to death by drinking poison. What he told in his self-defense, we have the description from his chief disciple Plato. Socrates says, a Socrates dissatisfied is better than pig satisfied. Socrates dissatisfied is better than a pig satisfied. So, here what is contentment or satisfaction? In Vivekachudamani, for that understanding I quoted this. If you are satisfied with your life in the world, you are like a pig, according to Socrates. First sign in life that you are life, that you are a man, is that there is awakening. And as Gita would have it, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam, will start finding fault with the life of Indriyas. We will start finding fault with the life as we are leading it today. People ask, if you are finding fault, will it not become pessimistic? Sardan Swamiji replies, yes, if you have no aim in life and if you find fault with life, then you will be pessimistic. But if you have aim in life, then this dissatisfaction is the first step which you have to take. I quoted another incident that day. When I was addressing in Mumbai in a bank colony, one bank officer asked me that those who are satisfied in life, there is no religion or no spirituality for them, isn't it? I said, yes, what you say is true. But show me one man satisfied in life. Is not our life a continuous adjustment with dissatisfaction? Now try to understand. What the world has given me, if I am discontent about that, then I die. Why the world has not given me this? Why God has not given me this? Why money is not given to me? Why favorable circumstances are not given to me? About here, Vivek Chudamani is telling you must have satisfaction. But what I am, if I am satisfied with what I am, my progress is stopped. That is what Socrates is pointing out. He does not want us to end in dissatisfaction, but better than a pig satisfied. So, through this dissatisfaction will come the ultimate satisfaction. So, when the Vivek Chudamani talks of contentment, we should be very clear in our mind, content about what the world has given me. Discontent about what I am, a continuous discontentment, a struggle to be better and better, a struggle to reach God. This life is imperfect. A struggle to go beyond that is absolutely necessary. But if we spend our energy in improving our status, improving our worldly life, then we are bound. We are gone into that whirlpool of the world. So this is very clear that if we are desirous of moksha, first cultivate contentment about what the world has given you, not contentment about your effort. Tosha, daya. He says this is like nectar you have to cultivate. Daya, what is daya and why it is necessary in spiritual life and what is the correction applied by Sri Ramakrishna, all that we have to understand. Daya is softness of heart. Daya is the capacity to feel for others' miseries. That is daya. And without this softness of the heart, God cannot be experienced. A hard, selfish, egoistic heart cannot realize God. But in daya, there is an element of egoism. Please understand. Daya always is from higher to the lower. If I see somebody suffering physical disease, I feel I am not suffering, he is suffering. That is daya. If somebody is very poor financially, I think I have sufficient money, he has not, let me give him. So this act of charity, which is a result of daya, has an element of softness of the heart, which is welcome. Along with that, it is an element of ego, which is unwelcome. Everywhere, daya tends from feeling yourself higher, somebody lower. He is intellectually incapable, fool. I am intelligent, let me help him. He is not good in education. I am good, let me teach him. These are the acts of daya. Now we have to maintain the softness of the quality which is inculcated, softness of the heart which is inculcated by daya. But get rid of that ego which is attached to that. For that, Sri Krishna has given a clear trick. One day he was talking about, because his mind is universal, he used to tell about all religions, all paths. So one day when he was talking about Vaishnavism, he said that the Vaishnavas give more value to three things. Name Ruchi, Vaishnavar Seva, Jive Daya. You should have a taste in taking the name of God. You should pay respect to people who are devotees or who are higher than you in spiritual life, and you should feel compassion for jivas. After explaining the first two, he uttered these three. And for explaining, he explained the first two. And when he was trying to explain the daya, he went into samadhi. That means he touched the truth. And coming back from there, he said, Kitani Kuitu, who are you to do daya? You are a worm, a smaller worm than smaller worms. No daya. But Shiv Gyane Jiv Seva. So, Shiv Gyane Jiv Seva. With the knowledge that everyone is God. So I am serving Him. So I am fulfilling His needs. We accept the needs. but not think that we are higher than that. So all the merits of Daya kept intact and removed the ego attached to that. This is what Sri Ramakrishna has told us. So whenever we are reading any scriptures, we should be alert in our mind if there is some negative element in that. So about satisfaction, I told you with the help of Shakespeare. Similarly about Daya, with the help of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who accepted the principle involved in Daya, which is softness of the heart, expansion of the heart, but removed the ego associated with that by Shivadnane Jiva Seva. But let us come back to Shankar. He wants us to cultivate these like nectar. Dosha Daya Kshama. This is a very important thing. What is Kshama? Somebody has done something wrong to you. To you means either to your body or to mind. And we immediately react, we immediately retort, then we lose our spiritual hankering. Because this reaction depends upon our feeling of ourselves as the gross body, at the most the mind. So what should be our attitude? Two examples I can give. Mahapurush Maharaj, as president of the Ramakrishna order, in that Swamiji's building, in the above story where he used to live, there was no attached bathroom because it was connected with the temple. Below, there were toilets and bathrooms. So early morning, he took the water in a pot, and with that in one hand, he came downstairs and walking across the building to go to that toilet. Now, newcomers, boys, young boys from some village had come, and in that below corner room, that angular room, semicircular room, they used to stay. It was called the visitors' room. One young boy from a village, as he got up in the morning, his mouth he found full of saliva. It happens with some people. So he went to the window and spat out. And all his spit fell on Mahapuruji's body. And in the dawn, a little light, and he could see what has happened. And he felt so much ashamed. He came out again and again touching Mahapuruji's feet. Please pardon me, please pardon me. What Mahapuruji was doing? With the water in his pot, he taking the water in one hand and removing that spat. He told him, my boy, you did not know that I am coming from here. So what is your crime? This is Kshama. The Mahapurushas understand that whatever we do in life, we are not responsible. We are working under ignorance. This is a small ignorance. You did not know that I am here. But the bigger ignorance, which is called ajnana, wrong knowledge, and we are working under the impulse of that wrong knowledge. And so, the Mahapurushas do not react. Another example, Jesus Lord. They held him along with thieves, and they in place of hanging those days was the putting on the cross. So they fixed him on the cross along with thieves and are tempting him, teasing him. That used to say you are son of God. Now bring your angels to get yourself released. And what he said, my father, they do not know what they do. Please pardon them. They do not know what they do. So please pardon them. Avajananti Mamuda Manushim Tanumashritam Param Bhava Majananto Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram, said the Lord in the Gita. So that is the highest ignorance, not to understand the incarnation. So, two examples I have given, meaning that the Mahapurushas know that the ordinary man works under the impulse of wrong knowledge and so they do not react on that. That is called Kshama. Even if somebody has done some harm to you, you do not react on that. That quality you must cultivate like nectar if you want moksha. Clear statement. No ambiguity. Dosha, Daya, Kshama, Arjava. Arjava is straightforwardness of the mind. This appears sometimes similar to foolishness. In English, there are two words simple and simpleton. This, when we do not get our selfish end, we go in a crooked way. If you go in a straight way, we have to undergo more trouble. But the mind remains pure. The moment we take a crooked way, we are adding a wrong sanskaras to our mind. So the real simplicity, not that we do not understand, we understand everything. Otherwise, we are simpletons. But the simple simplicity of the mind or straightforwardness of the mind, about that Sri Ramakrishna says, it comes to a man after lives of tapasya. The real straightforwardness comes to a man after lives of tapasya. And he adds, those who get this simpleness of the mind, they achieve God because God is simple. God is simple because it is not a compound. God is simple because there is no crookedness there. So, expertise in doing a thing don't take as crookedness. So, Arjava is something to be cultivated like a nectar to be cultivated. Because so long as we are human beings, this natural comes to be crooked and get our things done. So, another quality to be cultivated like nectar if we want moksha is arjavam. Then prashanti. Prashanti is not a forced peace. Huh? Prashanti here represents shama, the mental control, controlling our mind, not reacting immediately, controlling our mind from its tendency to go for enjoyment, controlling our mind for its externality, and controlling in such a way that in spite of provocation or temptation, it will not be seduced. So, prashanti. Prashanti means cultivation of the control of the mind to such an extent that even if we are provoked or tempted, we will not lose it. That is called prashanti. Then danti. Danti is control of the body and the indriyas. When we control the mind, the restlessness comes in body, in indriyas, in mind. So mind is at peace, but the restlessness has come in body and the indriyas. That has to be controlled. These days, the philosophy of the world, please excuse me, people say American culture. I call it American anti-culture because they openly preach, even in education. Why should we control? Why should we control? They do not know the value of life. A small story comes to my mind. In Chandigarh, the Baha'i Sampradaya people were our friends. And the Baha'i leader told that they are running a school for girls in America. I said, it is a noble idea, no doubt, but why not school for boys? They said, impossible to run a school for boys. They will break all the furniture in 1 week and we will be left nowhere. Anyway, may God save India from such thing if it is called culture. Control is an absolutely essential thing, both mentally and physically. And so, this has to be cultivated like a nectar if we are on the path of spirituality. Bhajan nityam adarat, with great respect and love. Adar in Bengali means fondly or love, but in Sanskrit, adar means respect. We can add the Bengali meaning also. Lovingly, respectfully, we have to cultivate. Nityam, always, continuously, not now one thing and now opposite, no. So, Shankar comes to the life directly while speaking of Atma and Atma Vivek. So, simply cogitating, this is not me, that is not me, will not do. If all these are due to our feeling identified with the body or mind at the most, and if they are not self, they are not real, then this should be the implication. To experience that they are not real, this is necessary. Both sides. If they are not real, the implication is this. We should cultivate this. And to experience that they are not real, we require to cultivate this. Otherwise, we'll never come to the truth. Only theoretically we will talk. So here, while telling us about the gross body and its tendency for enjoyment, he has introduced this shloka. I repeat, mokshasya kanksha yadi vahi tavasti त्यजाति दूराद् विषयान् विषम यथा पीयूषवत्तोषदयाख्यमार्जवम् प्रशान्ति दान्तिर्भज नित्यमादरात्. Bhaja means cultivate. अनुक्षणं यत् परिहृत्य कृत्यम् अनादि अविद्या कृतबन्ध मोक्षणम् देह परार्थोऽयममुष्य पोषणे यः सज्जते स स्वयं स्वमनेन हन्ति. Anukshanam, every moment, yat parirutya, that which should be given up every moment. Krutyam, what should be done every moment. Anadi avidya kruta bandha mokshanam. This wrong knowledge has come to us endlessly, beginninglessly, and that has given us this bondage. To give up this bondage and to try for moksha, that is what man should do every moment. But instead of that, what we do, what people do, they have parartho. Our body is for the enjoyment of others. You have to critically understand this. And we are trying to fatten it. We are trying to take care of the gross body, which is for the others' enjoyment. Yes, sajjate, when who becomes attached like this. Swam anena hanti. Anena, by this method, is killing himself, his reality. शरीरपोषणार्थी सन् य आत्मानं दिदृक्षति ग्राहं दारुधिया धृत्वा नदीं तर्तुं स गच्छति. शरीरपोषणार्थी सन्, being intent upon the fattening of the body. And yet, I want to see Atma. I want to realize my Atma. It is like catching a crocodile. Previously in 79, desire was like a crocodile. Here, tendency to fatten the body is taken as a crocodile. Darudhiya dhrutva. Feeling that it is good, which will take me across the sansara. I am catching a crocodile. Nadim tartum sagachati. He is trying to cross the river. So, impossible thing has been put in this way, or going opposite to our aim of life has been put in this way. Moha eva mahamrutyur mumukshor vapuradishu moho vinirjito yena sa mukti padam arhati vapuradishu body etc. Body, indriyas, mind etc. Deluded by this. Deluded, fascinated, taking to be oneself, caring utmost for that. I remember something funny. Let it go. Now in Chandigarh, I heard that some girls are called fast girls. And I asked for the definition. I found they spend most of their time in decorating the body. That is fastness. Anyway, so it is Mahamrityu, tremendous death, big death. Being fascinated by our own body is a tremendous death. This more, this fascination for the body and other things, Vinirjito, one who has conquered this, transcended this, sa mukti padamarati. Mukti is the goal of life and he earns that. One who is able to conquer the fashion. So this discrimination is not something intellectual or theoretical. It is a practical life. And first point of it is our gross body. Discrimination between the gross body and our real self. And there, Shankar is using his all force to cultivate that in us. मोहं जहि महामृत्युं देहदारसुतादिषु यं जित्वा मुनयो यान्ति तद्विष्णोः परमं padam. So after telling that this moha is like terrible death, now extends its application to deha, dara, sutta, adishu, about the body and everything related with that body. Wife or husband, what you call spouse. We have moha for that because we have moha for the body. Sutadeshu, son, daughters, or whatever it is. On that side, mother and father, this side, son and brothers and everybody, we get a fascination. This is mine, oh, this is mine, this is mine. Should I not do something for mine? The fascination, you have to conquer, jahi, or kill it. Kill this fascination, which is a great death, fascination for deha, dara, suta, adishu, yam jitva. If you become victorious in that, Munayo, a right thinker, Yanti goes there, Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. This expression means Vishnu means immanent God or all pervading God. His Parampadam means the transcendent reality. The Parampadam of all pervading God is transcendent God. So, Krishna himself has said, Tad Dhama Paramam Mama. And in Kathopanishad, this expression is there, Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. So there is no competition between Shiva and Vishnu here. The meaning of Vishnu is immanent or all pervading, and the real nature of that is transcendent. So he reaches that transcendence when the right thinker who conquers this terrible death in the form of fascination for Deha, Dara, Sutadishu. Now again comes to the details of the gross body. That is the topic going on. Tvang Mansa Rudira Snayu Medo Majjasti Sankulam Purnam Mutra Puri Shabhyam Sthulam Nindamidam Vapuhu. This gross body is made of skin, flesh, blood, nerves, marrows between the bones, sankulam made of the combination of these. But not only that, if we enter inside, you'll find it is filled with urine and filth, filled with. And so this Burga's body is Nindya, a matter of depreciation. This gross body is a matter of depreciation for a man who wants moksha because it is made of gross materials and filled with filth. How it is made? पंचीकृतेभ्यो भूतेभ्यो स्थूलेभ्यः पूर्वकर्मणा समुत्पन्नमिदं स्थूलं भोगायतनमात्मनः अवस्था जागरस्तस्य स्थूलार्थानुभवो यथा. Now has to show that this is not the self. So he is describing in philosophical, metaphysical details, psychological details also, how this gross body is made. Panchikruta, I think I explained it on one day. Compounding. There are five subtle elements making the entire world. Let me put some words, though I have told it many times before. Some people feel that the Western science is much more analytical and they found 92 elements, now much more than 100, and we find only five elements. Now, the term element has remained, mind. Element was that which was not broken, which was not further split. And now we know through nuclear physics that no element is element, no element is fixed. It is a combination of protons and electrons mainly. So many other particles are being discovered now, theoretically. They could not find a name, so they called one particle God particle. Foolishly, people think they have discovered God. Unknown particle, that's all. Photon, neutron, and whatnot. So the definition elements are gone. And the scientific analysis is based upon holding that as an object and we are the subject. No calibration of subject or our indriya. What they bring to us is real or not, we do not know. But we take something as an object and objectively analyze it. That is Western method. While Vedanta or all Indian ideas are critique of experience, they analyze our experience. I see the world is an incomplete statement. I am aware that I see the world. So what I see, myself, world and connection. This is what I see, not the objective world. My experience is I, world, see. And we have to analyze this. If we analyze this, we will find that ordinarily, unless you are spiritually highly elevated, we have only five ways of experiencing the world. Swamiji has clearly stated. Suppose we had some other Indriya, electrical Indriya, then the world would be different for us. So today, what we know as the world, or rather our experience of the world, is only Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Find out if there is anything else. And that man will get a nobler prize. Because there is nothing. For only this optical world, we are so many analysis is going on. We have no experience other than what we see. What we see? Color and shape. Nothing more we see. We cannot even see a wall or a door. No. We see color and shape. Then, Shabda. We hear some voice. Pitch is different. Quality is different. Volume is different. But all this is only sound. Touch. Hot or cold. Soft or hard. What more touch can tell us? Nothing. Smooth or coarse. Rupa I have already told. Color and shape. Taste. We make one recipe every day. But actually there are six tastes only and we combine them. I need not count. You can sweet, sour, salty, pungent. There is no English proper word for that. Tikta. Then kashaya, like alum, and bitter. We make a combination of these six every time. Anyway, so we have taste and smell. Smell we are not able to analyze even in like this. We only say smell like rose, smell like that, smell like that. Now, other than these five, what is the world? If the world is something other than these five, we do not know. Basing upon this, I am trying to explain rationally, but actually it is Rishi's experience. Basing upon this, we understand that this world is made of five physical elements, the physical world. Beyond that, we do not know the world at all. Now, these are in the beginning subtle. The meaning of subtle means our indriyas do not comprehend in their original state. Yogi's mind can. When we develop certain powers, we can. But ordinarily, we do not perceive in their elemental state. But when they combine, they become gross. When the space, Akasha element, and Vayu and other four elements, when they combine in a particular way, then if the Akasha predominates, we experience the Akasha. If the Vayu predominates, we see Vayu. If the Rupa predominates, we see that. If the taste predominates or if the smell predominates. This is called Panchikruta, compounded, subtle elements. Panchikrutebhyo bhutebhyo. Bhuta means the elemental matter. Sulebhya. They become gross. When the subtle elements combine the five into each other with different proportions, then they become the gross. That has made our body. Panchikrutebhyo bhutebhyo sulebhya. Our body comes, but how we get a particular body, how he, she, it gets different bodies, how the animals get their bodies, though all of them are panchikritebhyo bhutebhyo, where is the difference comes in the body? Purva karmana samutpannam. Purva karmana. This is eternally going on till we get free of this. So in the past life we have done some karmas and they have produced the sanskaras in us. At the point of death, we have a bundle of sanskaras prominent. According to that, our new body is made and made of stool gross matter. So, Panchekritebhya bhutebhya stulebhya purva karmana samutpannam idam stulam shariram. Now, what do we use it for? Bhoga yatanam. He has told that previously. This is the house where we stay and enjoy. The gross body is a house where we stay and enjoy. Opposite, gross body is the house where we stay and realize God. We should not forget that. Let me quote here one example. Mahaprabhuji's example. You may be wondering why I am quoting Mahaprabhuji more than others. No partiality in that, because my guru was Mahaprabhuji's disciple and he used to see him day in and day out. So those stories I carry. Though sometimes he saw Brahman Swamiji, Turian Swamiji, Praman Swamiji, and their merits also he told me. But this is the main point. So, a clear exposition through Mahapuruji. In the old age, his body was suffering from many ailments, asthma mainly. He could not sleep. So once one devotee came to ask him, see him, and he asked, "How are you, Maharaj?" And he said, "Fine, grand, in bliss." Then the devotee said, but Maharaj, we heard that for 3 nights he had no sleep. Then, as if coming down from the first floor to ground floor, he said, oh, you are talking about the body. Yes, this body has no rest, no joy, sleeping or sitting. But I know that, and this body is going to the last modification, that is death. But I know by Sri Ramakrishna's grace that I am not this body. So I am fine. So I am fine. And then he patted his body. That is my point. He patted his body and said, but there is something special in this body. Staying in this body, I touched God. Staying in this body, I realized God. Staying in this body, I could do sadhana. And now I find joy. Through this body, God is doing His work. So, two important points in the body. With this body, I realize God, and through this body, God is working His. Otherwise, He said, this is body. I do not, he say, avahela. That means not caring for, that is not my attitude. What doctors tell I do, but this is the body. So clear discrimination. This is called discrimination. And so here for the sadhak, bhogayatanam atmana. Atmana, don't call atma. Atmana, yourself. Your own bhogayatanam, the house to live or enjoy. And when does this is used? In waking state. In dream, we are not using this body to enjoy. In dream, mind is creating and we are enjoying. In deep sleep, we are enjoying only the bliss which we get. So remember this gross body, how much? 1/3 of the life is gone in sleep. Only about 2/3 of the life in waking state only. Why waking state is brought here? To tell us that in sleep or dream we are not using this body. Avastha jagraha tasya, the avastha or the condition in which it works is the waking state. Sthulartha anubhavo yata. Why it is called the waking state? Because we experience the gross objects with the help of this body. So it is called the waking state. Bhayendri sthula padartha sevam srakchandana stradi vichitra rupam karoti jiva twayame tadatmana tasmat prashastir vapushota jagare. Why people praise it in the waking state? We shall do it in the next term. So we have seen Shankara's analysis and supplements through Sri Ramakrishna about the gross body, how it is wrongly we are fascinated for that, and we fall into the trap of death, and how every moment we should cultivate the spiritual merits like nectar that Shankara has inculcated in us, explaining philosophically and psychologically why we get this body, what it is made of. Om सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम तम गोचरम गोविंदम परमानंदम सद्गुरुं प्रणतोस्म्यहम् ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।